and just see what comes up. And now when we check it out, this starts to look much more like a landing page now, right? If you're looking to build a landing page for your business, product, or startup, nowadays there are many AI tools that can help you do that. In 24 to 72 hours, you can have a polished, nice looking websites that can also help you convert customers to clients. And recently, I wanted to do exactly the same. I'm launching a few businesses or a few products in the upcoming weeks, and I wanted to build nice looking websites. So in this video, I want to share with you the framework that I'm using to build nice looking websites. And this is one website that I built. I'm pretty proud of this. It took me like 2-3 days to build it. It looks nice. This is for a service that I'm gonna launch very soon. By the way, if you wanna launch your idea in days, not months, click below and reach out to me and I'll give you more details. This other one is a AI startup that I'm gonna launch soon. I used to build landing pages that look ugly, but this now is a game changer. I'm just gonna show you the process of what I use to build these two landing pages and my process currently using AI tools, using Figma, and using different sources of inspiration. For the purpose of this video, we are gonna build a landing page for a social media scheduling tool. What I like to do first is to find websites that are already selling, people that are already making money, and I can take inspiration from there. So for example, if I wanna build a social media tool, Buffer comes to mind. This website we need to also understand what are the size of this company. So if I'm a solo bootstrap founder with no founding and I'm just starting out, maybe this website will not fit me too much because Buffer is a huge company at this point. If you're gonna use this headline, your content everywhere, you're probably not gonna convert with this landing page. But some other websites that are coming to mind that came from solo bootstrap founders is FeedHive, that came from a solo founder that is here on YouTube as well. Another things that come to mind is like Tweet Hunter. And another website that I see that it's pretty cool is a Postbridge that came from also another indie maker. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by any of these creators. It's just they built like great products, great landing pages, and we can use this for inspiration. Now, after we got some inspiration, the next thing to do is define the structure. So Figma is gonna be our best friend here. So I use Figma as the baseline to whatever our design is gonna be. So we are gonna create like a frame for this. We're gonna create like a MacBook Pro. I like to use the screenshotting tool to give myself an idea of what I want. So the first thing I wanna do here is I wanna define the structure. So I wanna take a look at the components that people are using on their website. We're gonna start with the hero section, and we see that we have like this menu. We see that we have some headline, some subtitle, button. If we take a look at Tweet Hunter, we see the same structure as well. We have some social proof, and here we got it as well. Personally, I like this structure more. I like the centered one. What I'm first doing is I'm just defining the structure. So I just copy this and I take it to Figma. And now we have like a kind of a menu. So I like that the logo is here, the name. We have some menu. Maybe I don't like these opening menus because I don't have them yet, but the button looks cool. So maybe I'll take this from Postbridge actually. So I'll just do something like that. And I'll just put it here for reference. Next, maybe I want something like this. And this is the hero section. I want to do some social proof, so I'll take it from here. And this is the hero section. Now let's take a look at what other people do after the hero section. We see some more social proof here. We see like the solution, what we have here, another social proof. Yeah, this is more like agitating the pain, getting more pain, and how it helps to solve this step. Here we see some social proof. And here again, we see some pain points, benefits. Again, benefits. We see here some social proof. Okay, I'm still not sure what are the components that we want here, but what I can do in Figma is I can just write something like us versus other solutions. And we can write here pain points. So this section is gonna agitate the pain, tell people why the other solutions are not so good, what our solution is better than these solutions, and so on. Let's continue. So we have kind of the process. What is the process? We'll take a look at this one. I'll just take it here. Okay, after that we see, okay, this is the process again. Then we see some features. Again, a lot of things, kind of repetitive. Then we see some customers social proof. We're gonna want to have this as well. And what else we see here? We have the FAQ. And if we go to Postbridge, yeah, they also have the customer support. We have some demo here and words from the founder with pricing. So maybe we want to have pricing before the FAQs. And we have some kind of a call to action. And then we have the footer. Now, before we move on, another cool tool that we can use is this plugin that I installed. It's the most handy tool you can use, HTML to design. So what essentially we can do is we can take any website, let's say we liked FeedHive, and we can put it here, and we can just import it, and it will import everything to our Figma, and we can edit everything we want. So I see the result from FeedHive. We see that it did work a little bit, but some bugs here. Let's try another website. Okay, now on Tweet Hunter it worked well. Take a look. We have the exact website that we've seen. This is awesome. We now can, instead of doing the screenshots and everything, we can just edit it here, and then we can later see what we can do with this. But I prefer doing both. So, just copying, screenshotting, we can use this tool as well. The problem with this one is it's less flexible and you need to adjust it a little bit, but yeah. What we can do now is you can do your tweaks here. You can go to V0, they have an option to import from Figma in the paid plan. We don't really need the paid plan, we'll see in a moment what we can do instead. You can actually just screenshot this as well and it will create it. So in this first stage, what we accomplished is we kind of defined the template, we defined what components we want to have in our website, we took some inspiration from other websites, and if you cannot find them, and you can go to Perplexity or ChatGPT or whatever it is, ask them what are the top 10 websites that came from solo founders that are relevant to your idea, and get some inspiration. So I'm writing here for myself that this is the structure. So we have the header, we have the hero, we have us versus them, CTA, and we have a footer. I'm going to take this structure, I'm going to V0, and I'm going to write something like, I want to create a landing page for a social media scheduler with this structure, and I'm clicking. And this will give us some idea of what we want to use. Some words about V0. It's a great tool for brainstorming, building prototypes. What I noticed over time is that it gets stuck. We'll take a look at Cursor AI soon, which I think is more robust and it's easier to create websites, it's less buggy and it works well. And currently I use V0 as a complement to Figma. So I use it to get some ideas flowing, get some inspiration, get some fast prototypes. Okay, so this is the result we got. Pretty solid. So we have the hero section, we have login, we have why choose us. Okay, this is pretty cool. What our customers say, choose your plan, FAQs, and some call to action and some footer. Honestly, this is all we wanted, right? We can tweak it even more. Okay, now we got dark mode. It doesn't look amazing, but it gives us a structure. You can keep playing with it. Sometimes you're gonna ask some follow-up questions and you are not gonna see the result in the screen. Then you can debug it and tell it to revert, but the debugging here is not so great. I think over time they improve it and fix it, but this can get frustrating at some point. So you can use this, but also we can use Cursor. And the cool thing about V0 is that you can just click deploy and you have a website working. But it's less flexible because you don't have access to the code. So you can see the code here, but you don't really have more control on this. So this is where we're gonna use Cursor AI, and we'll see in a moment that you can also download the code, you can load it back to Cursor AI, and then you can do your edits. So the workflow that I'm using right now is I'm getting some structure here, I'm making it work. If I like the result, I'm gonna download it, import it to a Cursor AI project, and then do my tweaks along the way. So to start working with Cursor, what we're gonna do is we're gonna initiate a Next.js project. You need to install Node in your machine. If you need help to how to install it, you can just ask ChatGPT how to create new Next.js project. I'm gonna use TypeScript. Let's do yes. We're gonna use Tailwind CSS is important here. No, yes. So now that we have a project, we're gonna open it on Cursor. Great, now we have the environment. We are gonna run it. We're gonna do npm I to install on the dependencies, and then we're gonna do npm run dev. Okay, so now we have a baseline application that we can use, and I'm also using the paid plan. So all I'm doing is I'm copying the prompt from V0, and I wanna see what they give me. You wanna go to Composer, click Agent, give it these instructions, and we see that we have one page. This is the main page. We can tell it also put it on page.tsx, submit. Okay, we go back and we see some cool design. Of course, we have some bugs here. We also not have a logo, but this is a pretty cool structure. Like it's pretty close to what we put on the Figma. Okay, now that we introduced all the tools that we can use, we talked about Figma, V0, Cursor AI, we talked about Next.js, we set up everything, and now we have the structure. We have the components, we know exactly what we want. Now it's time to go even deeper. So the next step is to pick our theme, okay? We need to pick some colors. We need to make sure that it makes sense. And we can also use inspiration from other websites. So other places we can use inspiration from is Tailwind UI. We have the components here that you can take a look. They have the landing page section, and we can see how they structured their applications. We can see some of the colors here. They also have templates. If we take a look at the SAS template, and we take a look at FeedHub, actually, I noticed this now, is that it looks pretty much similar, and you know, a lot of people using these templates as well. You can go to Vercel templates, and they also have tons of templates here. And you can also use ShadCN, which is a pretty cool design system that has a cool, smooth design. You can just go to the components, you can just copy some of these. And they also have this theme generator, so you can play with the colors, okay? So you can also copy the code here, give it to cursor, give it to V0 and tell it, okay, this is the theme I want. And you know what, let's test it. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna take it here. Let's see what we got. So it's not the same as we wanted, but it's getting closer, right? And I like the dark theme more, so to me it looks better than before. We also got this sticky menu, which is pretty cool. You can also look at ShadCN templates. We have all sorts of templates we can use here. So if we'll take a look at this one, you have all sorts of sources you can use, and you can find like the theme that you like. And if we'll take a look, this one looks good. All I'm doing is I'm taking a screenshot of this and I'm telling cursor to design the hero like that. Okay, so this is the design we got. So maybe it's not specifically stars, but it gives the same effect. We can change some of the things here. Now we tweak it a little bit. So I remove this border that looked not nice. And also we need some contrast between some of the components. So let's tell it. Yeah, so that's more or less what we got. We got like some contrast in this background. Generally, when talking about colors, what you need is you need this main color that is one of the RGB. You need to have like black, some grays and white, and then play with it like in terms of the contrast. If the AI is getting stuck, you give it some examples. Maybe you can go here and say something like, add something like this. So now we have this section as well. And once you pick your colors, you have a theme, you have the structure. All you need to do is now can tell it add a word from below the FAQs. So now we didn't need to tell it anything. It just created this. Then we can say make the CTA more promi on the hero section. And if you want to understand more about colors, you just go to one of the websites you want to copy, screenshot it and tell it explain the colors in the website. Which one is primary, accent, etc. So in the digital ocean, we have the primary color of blue, we have secondary color white, accent colors light gray. If we just take the same colors, go to cursor, put it here and just change it to, let's say we want the primary to be purple, get rid of this one, and let's say we want light gray, and just see what comes up. And now when we check it out, this starts to look much more like a landing page now, right? You see that we have like the right color system. We see that we now can play with it. Maybe this one looks a bit weird, but we can tweak it. And that's it. And look at the CTA, it also has some animation. And I don't know about you, but this looks pretty cool. We've seen in this video how to build a landing page, make it look good, optimize it over time, and make it ready with AI coding and with some kind of screenshotting, Figma and so on, but we still did not deploy this project yet. You can go to V0 and deploy it as it was, but again, it's not so flexible, or you can wait for the next video, which will see how to deploy this with AWS. Maybe we'll use some Vercel, I need to decide. If you enjoy videos like this, click the like button, click the subscribe. Let me know if you want to see other videos around this. And if you need help to launch your own AI startup in 30 to 60 days, I'm thinking about launching a new service and I would like to talk to you, applying the same principles I talked about in this video. Instead of you doing this, I'll do it for you. So if it's something that sounds interesting for you, click the link below. There is my Twitter and LinkedIn. You can talk to me. I want to ask you some questions. We can see how we can help you launch this idea as fast as possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next ones.